Hi guys, today I'm reviewing two microphones from Rode. They are on-camera mics, as you can see here, although they're not supposed to be mounted this way. Here I've got the Rode VideoMic Pro and this is the Rode Stereo VideoMic Pro. So these two mics are very similar to each other in many ways, but there's one big difference, and just looking at the shape of those two mics, you can see that the regular mic, Rode mic, is directional, it's a long mic, and then this stereo mic here, it's supposed to give you more of a better ambient sound. And the reason why I've chosen these two mics for testing is that, well, the VideoMic Pro is probably the most popular on-camera mic, especially among vloggers, and so it's a good standard to compare other mics to. But at the same time, what I found with the VideoMic Pro, which I've been using for a while, is that sometimes it lags in terms of, it's a challenge to get audio sounds that are not directly in front of them. Directional mic, which kind of makes sense. That's what this mic is supposed to do: isolate what's in front of it. But sometimes for vlogging or other projects, I do want to get more of the ambient sound. So for this test, I'm going to go to 3 different locations. Here I'm starting out in this location, which is downtown Brampton, and it's a fairly noisy location. There is the main street, and then there is an event across the street. There's live music. I actually have already gone across the street to where they have the live music to do a test. In terms of the settings on the microphones, I'm using the high pass filter and also have the levels set it to the 20 decibels, and so on my Zoom H1 recorder I have it set to level of 40, input level 40, and then in the camera I have it set to basically to minimum. It's just 1 over the minimum, because at minimum at 0 I would not be getting any audio. So I just have 1 level up from that. That's done to minimize the hiss you get from DSLR cameras. That's the trick to avoid that hiss, to basically put the recording level in the camera, in the DSLR camera, as low as possible, but then put up on the microphones, put up the sensitivity of the microphone as much as you can. The Rode VideoMic Pro is recording to the camera, and then the Rode Stereo VideoMic Pro is recording to the ZEM H1 recorder. Today I'm at another location testing the Rode mics at the shopping mall, at the food court. So my daughter is assisting me today. Now the stereo mic, it's actually 2 microphones in an XY configuration, and so they pick up sound more wider, I guess, from a wider area than the directional mic. Speaking of 2 microphones in an XY configuration, I actually have a microphone like that, or microphones like that. The Zoom H1 recorder that I'm using right now is actually also has internal microphones like that. The microphones are very sensitive. They're picking up a lot of sounds that I don't want. But now it's interesting to compare the Zoom H1 microphones and the Rode Stereo mic, because in theory they're very similar. Both have 2 microphones in an XY configuration. Now just doing like this little quick test today, I just saw that the Rode Stereo mic, as you can see, you will see in this video, that it gives you good audio, and there was no issue of picking up those little sounds around the camera or around the microphones. The Zoom H1 recorder and all the other models from Zoom recorders are very good. And the microphones, those built-in microphones, can be used too. They're in a specific situation. Basically, you want to just put the recorder in one place. Press the play button and just let the sound roll. You don't want to be operating the recorder, right? So let's say, and it's going to give you good sound, like especially if you're trying to capture, let's say at a concert, or trying to capture music. Or just ambient sound. Those microphones will do a good job. It's just you don't want to have it on camera and be turning, walking with it, and so on. Also looking quickly at the other Zoom recorders, I also was considering buying the Zoom H2N. That one actually has 5 microphones, so it's really good at capturing, ambient sound. And that recorder is really good. Let's say, if you want to capture music at a concert, for example, right? So I almost bought that recorder, but then I opted for Zoom H1 because it's just a smaller recorder. And the first external recorder that we bought was the Zoom H4, and it served us for many years. We were so happy with it, and now we're using the Zoom H5, another great recorder, and I'm also using the Zoom H1. And again, like all these recorders from Zoom, they're really good. But normally you do want to use a good external microphone, whether it's a good shotgun microphone on a boom, or whether it's a Rode microphone like the ones I'm reviewing, testing today. Now I want to touch quickly on a couple of differences between the two Rode mics. So the first difference is that the stereo microphone has a short cable, shorter than the directional Rode microphone. And now it looks long enough for most situations, since this is just on camera microphone, and should be fine in most situations. But for example, on my rig here, I was limited to only one side with the stereo microphone because it wouldn't reach across to the other side. So I can imagine that there might be situations where you wish the cable was a little bigger. So another point of difference is that with the stereo mic, it's easier to replace the 9-volt battery that both mics need for power. And with the directional mic from Rode, it's kind of clumsy, it's kind of difficult, more difficult than it should be, I think, to replace the battery, whereas in the stereo mic, it's very easy, it's very accessible. So it's time to wrap up at this location, and I'm looking forward to checking out the results at home. So after reviewing the audio tests, here's my quick sum up. If I can only have one of those two mics, I'd rather have the directional Rode VideoMic Pro. That's because it does a better job of isolating sounds, which is what you want most of the time, especially when recording people. Also, when it comes to getting ambient sound, I'd rather opt for a recorder such as the Zoom H2N, which provides 5 microphones instead of just 2. Now, when you use a device like that, you won't be able to move, so your camera will be stationary. But if you do need to move with your camera and want ambient sound, then that's when the Rode stereo mic is the best option, which is not surprising since it's been designed for that. But between all the options that I've discussed, it's the directional Rode VideoMic Pro that you will find most useful, in my opinion. For more information about these microphones, please visit our website by following the first link in the description of this video. Thanks, and see you next time.